This is the new normal. Always ensure you put on your face mask anytime you're appearing in public, even in a gathering of the 3-4 persons. Put on your face mask is very important because this is the era where we are now, and that will ensure that you keep yourself secured and also protect your loved ones. Welcome to your program today. This program is always on this station, the Africa Independent Television. It's where we give you that information you need to keep your life safe and secure. Welcome to the program. Today we'll be looking at a number of issues that contains that pertains to the protection of lives and properties of anybody, anywhere we are. Actually, I must say that particularly I'm very emotional, I'm sad with the situation of insecurity in Nigeria, but okay, my feeling does not matter here, and we have, that's why we're having two guests, one here in the studio, one will be contributing via Zoom on the issue of insecurity in Nigeria. And we're asking the question, is this insecurity, is it insurmountable? Because it seems that every day new challenges, new problem is happening, and no part of the country, Nigeria, seems to be free from insecurity. So we'll be looking at that. With the short time we have, we hope we'll have enough time to do justice to that. But that will be after this reports we have for you. Sit back as we bring you these reports.
Kidnapping for ransom is one of the biggest organized or gang crime in Nigeria and is seen as a national security challenge. Thousands of Nigerians have fallen victims of the crime and have had to pay for their freedom. The current wave of adoptions across the country makes every person a potential target, regardless of social class or economic status. Hostage and kidnapped survivors can experience stress reaction, including impaired memories, numbness, anxiety, guilt, and depression. A gang of kidnappers known as Ikechukwu John from Ohafia in Abia State and Chibuzo Unduka were arrested by the police in Rivers State for kidnapping and car theft. During their interrogation, they confessed to their various crimes.
Who owns these guns?
Chidube.
Who is Chidube?
He's a friend. He's in prison.
He's in prison?
Yes.
Somebody must brought the gun to you. Now, who brought the gun to you?
Yes, he sent one boy to bring it. I don't know that boy's name.
What is the name of the boy?
I don't know that boy's name.
You really met the boy and
Yes.
collected all those guns from the boy.
Yes.
What all those guns is doing under your custody? What do you use it for?
He gave me to give the boy so that they will use it and snatch car. They snatch car, I will buy the car and give him money.
But the gun is with you.
Yeah, it was with me.
They give you the gun
Yes.
to give them. They used to snatch vehicle, kidnap people, and give you the vehicle. Abi?
Yes.
Madam, how come about all those guns with the car you are driving? What do you know about this gun?
I don't know anything about the gun. I just know that there was a bag that would be put inside the boot. So I was
Who
about
kept the bag inside the boot?
shoot.
Pointed in, let me see.
Shoot.
He kept the bag inside the boot. And you don't know that it's the gun, the contents of that bag. You don't know that it's gun
I
inside.
don't know. It was not to 5 minutes the bag was inside the boot that we were about leaving before the police.
But when we arrested Shoes, you run away from there. If you don't know that there's gun inside that vehicle, why do you run away from there?
Items recovered are 2 locally made pistols, 3 AK-47, 6 magazines, Nigerian Air Force membership flag, and ammunitions. These criminals usually operate in Cross River State, Abia, and Rivers State. Kidnapping has long been a problem in Nigeria and is becoming worse in many parts of the country. Therefore, citizens are enjoined to report any suspected acts to the security agencies. Shekina Chinkiri, Security Watch Africa, Abuja.
Yeah, just like this report says, there kidnapping and adoption is everywhere. But quickly, we won't talk more about this. I wanted the guests to speak, but let's go quickly to the next report. Another sad issue.
Child abandonment, maltreatment, molestation, or even negligence is a severe crime against humanity and could destroy the image of a nation. Childhood abuse can affect brain structure, which in most cases could migrate to raising bitter, depressed, and unstable adults. The World Health Organization, WHO, defines physical abuse as an intentional use of physical force against a helpless child that could result to harming a child's health, survival, development, or dignity. This includes hitting, shaking, biting, strangling, burning, poisoning, and suffocating. The Child Right Act 2003 under sections 21 to 40 provides for the protection of children against discriminatory, harmful, and exploitative practices. These include the prohibition of child marriage, infliction of skin marks, abduction, forced, exploitative, hazardous child labor, child hawking, begging alms, prostitution, unlawful sexual intercourse, and other forms of sexual abuse and exploitation prejudicial to the welfare of the child. A certain self-acclaimed prophetess, Rejoice Raymond, who resides at number 13 Akunwata Mbamalu Street, Federal Housing Estate, Anambra State, and her 80-year-old mother shamelessly adopts children, confines them inside different rooms without food, and intentionally inflicts physical injury on them, which they claim serve as the blood of Jesus and sell to members of their ministry.
This one look is short. This one is short. Short. You don't believe anything there.
Okay, sir.
The police confirmed that acting on intelligence, the Divisional Police Officer 33 Division in Onitsha, CSP Bawa Saleh Abdul, led his team to rescue these children and arrested the culprit.
This is Mark, right? This is Mark, right?
Now one day you go to
Children are the future of every society and should be protected. Watch out for any form of child abuse, negligence, and molestation and report such incidents to appropriate authorities. Peggy Agbe, Security Watch Africa, Abuja.
In fact, this sorry we didn't warn you about some graphic images on the screen. It's quite sad that some children are going through this type of situation. But we must commend the police in Anambra, particularly CSP Bawa Saleh Abdul, for doing a great job there. Also, some days ago, Nigeria lost 7 gallant Air Force officers, and yesterday, 2 days ago, they were buried in Abuja. Sit back as we bring you this report, because Security Watch Africa was there during the burial. Sit back.
On the 21st of February 2021, 7 personnel of the Nigerian Air Force lost their lives in an air crash involving an NFA Beechcraft Air B350I aircraft in Abuja. The officers who died were on a surveillance mission until the crash. The late gallant personnel were Flight Lieutenant Haruna Gazama, Flight Lieutenant Harry Fiyo, Flying Officer Michael Okwara, Warrant Officer Basi Etim, Flight Sergeant Olasukomi Olawumi, Sergeant Ugochukwu Oluka, and aircraftman Adewale Johnson. These late 7 gallant officers were finally laid to rest in the National Military Cemetery in Abuja on the 21st of February 2021. The burial ceremony was conducted with full military honors. Speaking Speaking at the ceremony, the Chief of Air Staff, Air Vice Marshal Oladayo Amowo, noted that the Nigerian Air Force is shocked at the loss of its personnel. He, however, stated that the loss of these young officers and airmen must spur the rest of the personnel to serve their nation diligently.
I must confess that even at this moment, the Nigerian Air Force is still in a palpable shock and grieving very deeply over this loss of our gallant and courageous hero, in whom we have so much confidence, with our expectations suddenly and painfully cut short. We salute the supreme sacrifice of these young men, whose lot it became to give their lives in the defense of the peace which we all enjoy and often taken for granted. These intelligent and disciplined young officers and airmen flew their quota of ongoing surveillance mission in the northeast, northwest, and more recently in the north-central urban Niger State and its environment, in connection with the concerted effort to secure the release of the staff and students abducted from the Government Science College, Kagara, Niger State. The loss of these confident, courageous, professional young officers and airmen must spur us not to only rededicate ourselves to the service of our nation, but also to resolve that we must relentlessly expose and fight all agents of destabilization and extremism in our society.
The Chief of Air Staff further reinstated the commitment and unalloyed loyalty of the Nigerian Air Force to President Muhammadu Buhari in his effort in tackling the security challenges facing the nation. Dignitaries at the burial ceremony include the Minister of Defense, Major General Bashiru Magashi, retired, the Executive Governor of Ekiti State, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, Governor of Plateau State, Solomon Lalong, Chairman Senate Committee on Air Force, Chairman House Committee on Air Force, among others. Shirley Daniels, Security Watch Africa, Abuja.
So sad to losing well-trained officers who have years to serve the nation. Sadly, they've gone. But the life must continue. I will just go straight to the guests. Maybe first, the one here in the studio, talking about Chidi Omeje. Chidi Omeje is a publisher, editor-in-chief of Nigeria Security Digest. He's been on this program several times. He's been looking at issues. Chidi, but hold on, let me go straight also to bring in our guest who is on Zoom, talking about Suleiman Ubagaya. Suleiman Ubagaya was the former national Deputy President of Nigerian Guild of Editors and is the Chief Executive of Sky Limit Media Group. It's a pleasure to have you be part of this program today.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I don't know where to start. A lot of issues asking for questions. But quickly, the questions we're asking today, one is that the insecurity in Nigeria, is it insurmountable? Because when we thought we were getting grants, sorry, it seems we have lost the network. He has failed us. But let me bring that question to you. Yeah. All right. I'm told that Suleiman is back. Suleiman, if you are hearing me, I'm asking, is the insecurity in Nigeria, is it insurmountable? Because it seems that we are winning and suddenly there's a problem. The adoption of the Kagara school children, the recent one in Zamfara, in Talata Mafara, and also not forgetting the attack that happened in Maiduguri some days ago. If you're hearing me, what would be your take on these?
Not again.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah.
You are hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. Let me start by commiserating with the government and people of Zamfara State, and indeed all Nigerians, over the unfortunate kidnapping or abduction of the girls, said to be hundreds in number, in Jengebe, Zamfara State. Permit me also to commiserate with Mr. President, who has been doing a lot, commanding the armed forces as their commander-in-chief, trying to restore security to Nigeria. But I want to start by asking a question. I feel it is time we start telling each other the truth. And the question is, where is the national security advisor in all this? Do we even have a national security advisor in Nigeria? Has he gone on a wall or what? You can see serious uncoordination of our security services from this man whose statutory responsibility is to coordinate security, to make sure the right things are being done. We have had the governor of Niger State saying the federal government has not been upheld to him, that he has been left alone to handle the abduction of the Kagara school students. This tells you more than anything else that the Nigerian security architecture is lacking in coordination. And the person whose statutory responsibility is to coordinate it has gone on away without leave, so to say. So that is it. I am not surprised that setbacks are being experienced. And of course, it's going to be, for me, it's going to be a lesson for us. It should serve as a lesson to all of us as Nigerians. The kind of narrative we are putting forward when the former service chiefs were, before they resigned, the impression some of us kept giving was, as soon as they were removed, the security situation in Nigeria was going to start working again.
Exactly.
And now they are, nothing has changed. In fact, things are even getting worse. So the issue is, the lesson we should learn is, if you change service chiefs a million times, this situation may continue even to degenerate. You understand? Because the fundamentals are far more than, the military waging this war alone. I had Costa say last week that 60% of the responsibility is for the civil populace, whereas the military has only 40% role to play. And we keep pushing the issue away. You understand? So we need to understand that Nigerians, we, the ordinary Nigerians or the civil populace, have a bigger responsibility to play. And of course, those in authorities, especially our legislatures, federal and state, have also another big role to play in terms of allowing the ordinary people to gain the different dividends of democracy. If there are job offers anywhere, you find our legislators taking up almost everything for themselves. So sons of nobody, children of nobody end up with virtually nothing. These are the kind of frustrations that breed insecurity, not only in Nigeria, but anywhere in the world. So there are so many other fundamentals that we should look at. Governors should also allow the local government system to thrive. Right now in Nigeria, probably at most only 1 or 2 states are allowing the existence of local government system. It's a breach of the constitution. Any governor that does not do so, is embarking on an impeachable offense. So we really need to be very, very careful. All of us need to play our roles, individuals, the civil populace, the military, but especially the national security advisor, whose statutory responsibility is to coordinate this. He is not there to do it. I don't know who is supposed to do it for him. And honestly speaking, I'm calling on President Buhari to rise to the occasion and do something about this. We cannot continue to have someone holding a very, very important office while sleeping on duty. So this is where I look at it.
Okay. Before I allow you to go, so that before the network fails again. Just a few days ago, the attack in Maiduguri Maiduguri seems to be safe for some times now, over some years. No attacks there, but just immediately the former service chiefs were removed and resigned. We can see that it seems that security is breaking down in Maiduguri particularly. Does that worry you? Does it mean that, is it meaning that the structures that were on ground when the former service chiefs were there had been broken down?
Yes, I think part of the problem is the mantra. Everybody is saying there should be new ideas. You don't bring new ideas when you're already winning the war. You don't change the winning number. If the service chiefs have resigned, the next rational thing to do is for the next persons who are taken over from them to ensure that the policies and the measures they have employed that has seen Nigeria winning the war are maintained or retained. But in a situation where as soon as the new people come on board, they have decided or they have been out to change to the new methods. First of all, it is even dangerous to change commanders during a war like this, you know. But of course, the former service chiefs have left on their own. I wish them the best. They have served Nigeria to the best of their ability. I am personally proud of them, and I'm sure several millions of Nigerians are proud of them. We'll want to urge the new service chiefs to ensure that the old formula that has seen Nigeria winning the war is retained. Let them not be in a rush to change the system, because it will land us in bigger troubles, as it is already happening. Maiduguri has not been attacked in ages. Now look at what has happened just a few days ago. So many people dead. And if you are not careful, Boko Haram will come back and take over the whole of Maiduguri. So we need to be very, very careful, especially the new service chiefs.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
They need to be very, very careful. Let them not be in a rush.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Suleiman Bagaya, for your time. It's a pleasure having you. Let me come to you.
Yeah.
Yes, he raised a number of issues, but let me look at it. It seems to be, how would I call it, around the circle. You kidnap, you adopt school children, government pay ransom, then you plea for amnesty, then you go again, kidnap another, then you release, then it goes round, around.
Yeah.
Is it the best formula, really?
Oh, well.
Because, okay, yesterday, this early morning, they released the Kagara school children. It's called for joy, but of course, nobody's celebrating because of the over 300 schoolgirls that are held in the hands of these bandits. So what is your take?
Well, I'll start by, first of all, commiserating with the families of those 7 gallant officers of the Nigerian Force who lost their lives on their way to Kagara to, to weigh in the situation. You see the kind of collateral damage we've had. Now we've lost those 7 gallant guys on account of that particular heinous crime that happened in Kagara. Coming back to your question, yeah, you see, the vicious circle is something that we need to break. I've argued several times that if you pay ransom to these kidnappers, you are reinforcing this crime. Yes. Because you have to ask yourself, what do they do with that money? The money, this huge sum of money that you pay them, they would definitely use it to fortify themselves, to reinforce the whole thing, and then it will come back and carry out more daring attacks and kidnapping. So I do not support that particular negotiation process. This is the time our government, our military forces stamp their feet and rein in on these people and stop this crime. We can't afford to keep, patting them on the back each time. I don't want to listen to people like Gumi, the Sheikh Gumi. I don't want to hear him because he has even brought in some toxic, conversation in the whole process, trying to pitch certain Nigerians with the other. So what I'm saying is that time has come for the government to stop this mess. They have to stop it. We have armed forces, we have security forces, we have intelligence community, we have all manner of arsenals that we should be able to deploy to break the neck of this kidnap syndicate. This is the right time.
Okay, stopping this circle, don't you think Sheikh Gumi, who proudly disclosed has the phone number of all these bandits, he can reach them at ease and discuss with them, and at his own command, they release his children. Don't you think he has a very, very serious issue? Don't you think government should close in and find out from him what is happening?
Yeah, if you ask me, this is the time that the government will get close to that Sheikh Gumi to get to know more from him. He has to talk to the government. If he's able to, at the drop of a hat, is able to locate where those guys are and go and meet them, then he should be able to help the government. We are not going to pander to those sentiments of saying, yes, we have to discuss with the bandits, yes, they are not criminals. Yeah. No, those things are very
I'm happy that the president said there's no discussion.
Yeah, I'm happy that the government, the federal, the president actually said that too, because it doesn't make sense to anybody. It's becoming an embarrassment for the country, because we're not seeing the dividend of those discussions, because we're just talking about Kagara boys. Okay, let's say Kankara just happened December time. We were just coming out from it. Then Kagara happened, and we're just talking about.
They have finished the money from Kagara.
Right now, we are not talking about Jangebe. So, what kind of thing is that? Which country on earth have you seen this kind of thing happening? So to me, this is the time the government, rein in seriously, stamp their feet, and find a way to stop it. It's not. Look, we have done enough, pat on the back. We have done enough discussion with them. This is the time to stop them. But stop them heavily.
But those who support these negotiations and amnesty will say because you have your children in their hands, in their custody, if you go with force, they may be damaged.
Well, that's a good argument, but you see, yes, you can do carrot and stick approach on this matter. But if we can discuss that, it can happen so that we'll be able to get those little girls out. But maybe immediately after that, or even now, plan has to be on ground to see that we break the backbone of this.
Because we didn't let anything say from Kakara issue.
But we can't keep reacting. We have to be proactive this time around. We have to be proactive because this is actually, is a big blow on our international reputation. In the Committee of Responsible Nations, we are not there because of this particular embarrassment.
There's
a global,
there's a statement that Suleiman did say about the issue about the Office of National Security Advisor. You raised that issue the other time in this program. It seems there's no National Security Advisor in this country.
Well, that is another topic because I believe that ordinarily Office of National Security Advisor should be able to be in charge of all the situation, to coordinate, to make sure that our internal security operations mechanism are got right, so that every agency understand their own role. We can't keep looking at the military in every international security problem. So we have police, we have the intelligence community. We have to make use of them. This is the time to make use of them effectively.
Thank you very much for your time. Really, time is not our friend when we're presenting this program. Sadly, we have so many to discuss, but I'm sure that God's willing will continue where we're stopping today to look at those issues that troubles you and I. Wherever it is, we'll look at it. Thank you for staying tuned, and thanks for being in the studio with us today.
It's my pleasure.
Come your way again next week. I say thanks for staying tuned, and bye for now.